Hi everyone, I'm using Gregory Scott's Tarot for our reading today. I'll choose some cards from this deck. I'll choose 3 from the Destiny pack, and I'll also choose 1 from the Gods, Goddesses and Angels for some extra guidance. So I'm setting the intention for a reading. The highest and greatest good for the collective. For anyone who views this video, and as always, take what resonates. Just pop the rest to one side, see what unfolds. So there we have the Queen of Wands, this beautiful card. The Lovers. The King of Cups. The King of Swords. The base of the pack, we have the Hanged Man. Temperance. And the Three of Cups. And the Seven of Swords just showed itself to me. So we'll take in the Seven of Swords. The Queen of Wands, this beautiful card, you can see her there. She is the mystic. She uses her energy in such a vibrant way. Inspirational way. You can see her familiar there, her cat, bringing through the psychic gifts. So today is all around going within, finding that inner goddess, the mystic within. Chiron is conjunct today with Venus, so they're in a conversation. Chiron is slowing down, so he's quite loud this week, and so is Venus. So Chiron is slowing down, ready for his retrograde on Wednesday. So he's starting to ask some questions. Chiron, the wounded healer, the sacred healer, the shaman, the sage, sat with Venus, asking Venus to show him everything that she is, to show the hidden parts of herself, bring them to light, bring them up for healing, those hidden parts that she does not like about herself, that she goes into conflict with. So Chiron is assisting us in bringing every nuance of ourselves out into the light, to be able to release those false identities that we have been projecting out into our reality, into our life, based on a lack of self-worth. These are all false identities, and these false identities are coming to the light to be dissolved, so that we can step into our true identity of oneness, and knowing that self-love is the most important love. Because if we look elsewhere for love, because we are not feeling love within, it causes challenging relationships, because we'll put an expectation on that person to love us the way that we feel we need. And if we feel we need to be loved in any way, we can't put that pressure on someone outside of us. Our soul is bringing through the message of love yourself. Love yourself the way you would love to be loved. Treat yourself the way you would love to be treated, and treat others the same way. Not to place on expectations. So, especially with the Lovers here, the King of Cups and the King of Swords, this divine masculine. We all hold the divine masculine within us. And when we go into a place of feeling unloved, and then we start to over obsess about a person or a situation because it's not fulfilling us, we then are coming completely out of alignment and will start to create even more of this vibration, these experiences in our life. When we come back and love ourselves the way we love everyone around us, that is fulfilling, not only for ourselves but for everyone around us. If we are looking for appreciation, approval, praise, whatever it may be, we are coming from a distortion of a lack of self-worth. And this with Venus and Chiron, Venus the planet of love, of our finances. So we have relationships with our finances, with our careers, with the people, our husbands, wives, partners. We have relationships all around us. We're being asked to look at how we are viewing those relationships. Where do we feel not good enough in those relationships? Where do we feel that we are being placed in a place of feeling unloved? And this is where we get tied up of looking for love externally. And that halts us because we get to a certain place within our lives that we have to start looking within and knowing everyone on the outside is projecting upon us their beliefs and their wounds. And if we start to take those projections that come towards us as we are not being loved, then we get suspended. We don't know which way to turn. We want to leave the relationship. We want to push away and go into resistance with that person. We go into such confusion that we tip ourselves upside down. The angels are coming in. You can see them coming. So even though we are suspended and we don't know which direction to move in because of a lack of self-worth, a lack of self-love, the angels are coming in to remind us, love yourself. Don't expect it from anyone else in the way. Don't expect another person to love you the same way you love them. They've got completely different backgrounds, different upbringings, different past lives, different wounds. To actually love yourself, and in doing so you'll bring your relationships into alignment and you see the people all around us healed and loving us the way that they know how to, and not getting upset in our relationships, because the moment we start to get upset, and what is coming through when we are tempted to go into that anger and we start to get angry and start to behave in a way that shows we are not happy, we are stepping into some kind of control. If you don't treat me this way, then I'm going to really show how unhappy I am, which creates all kinds of negative ripples in all our relationships. When we have patience, when we come within, when we let go of all those temptations to let that person know or what experience we're moving through, whether it is finances as well, because even though we've got the lovers here, there's also a feeling to do with finances coming in. So if we are not receiving what we expect, there is going to be a distortion, because then we will start to project on to that relationship, that situation, a feeling of low self-worth, because from somewhere we are not feeling good enough. That's why we're seeing it in the relationships. So this card of temptation is asking us to not get tempted into those old thoughts that actually rob us of our joy, rob us of our uniqueness, and stepping into alignment. So the card made itself known to us, especially with Chiron and Venus in this conversation. Chiron is bringing healing to our self-worth, healing to how we value ourselves. And this is not being selfish and taking everything from everyone. It's being kind to ourselves, being gentle to ourselves. If somebody's going through something, or we're going through a situation with our finances, our careers, not to then start feeling not good enough, going into a place of fear, because this robs us. This robs us of our vital life force energy. So finding life, this celebrations coming into our life when we step into the trueness of who we are, not the false identities that we have been somehow programmed into, that we should be this way and everybody will like us. When we let go of having that expectation of everybody liking us, as long as we like ourselves, as long as we know we are coming from our heart in a loving way, it doesn't really matter what is projected onto us, because that's the projections. And if we take that on board, it becomes heavy, it becomes a burden, it becomes a prison. We have the cherubim here, the cherub, the closest to God, guard the gateway to the Garden of Eden. And they're saying, just choose love, choose self-love. Know that everybody out there is doing the best they can. They may be stressed about something and projecting it onto us, and it's nothing to do with us, so don't take it on. Just be gentle. Let it fall away. Let it fall away, and don't take it. Don't allow the false identities within us to start creating an illusion that is completely false. So I hope I'm making sense, because this energy, this powerful energy that's coming through, is really bringing up those false identities, that who we think we are. And these false identities are not loved. They are not seen. They go out and go into over pleasing, going into relationships and really going into rescue to save everybody, to really feel seen. When the, the divine is saying no, let go. You see yourself in all your facets, because you're a diamond. You're an absolute diamond. And this is the Queen of Wands saying, work your magic. Work your magic. If there's something going on in your relationship and it's causing you some kind of turmoil within, sit and start to bring up the feeling of love and the times when you're at your happiest, the times that you feel your best, and send that out into every area of your life. The times where you felt prosperous and had that peace of mind where finances and careers are concerned. The Queen, the divine feminine, is powerful, really powerful when she works with the energies in this way. And I just feel this is being awakened within us by Chiron, saying, work your magic. You don't have to rely on the people outside of you to feel worthy. You don't have to rely on other people around you to love you, to feel loved, because you're giving your power away. Take your power back. Be the mystic. Work your magic. Do your spells, your spell casting of, I am so happy, from a place of your heart, not your head trying to fool anyone, because we can't. From your heart, I am happy. I am really happy. And feel that. Feel at home in your own body. The divine masculines here, the kings, we've got the Queen who is working her magic, and the divine masculines, the kings, who are saying, you've got that wealth of wisdom. Focus on the wisdom of everything that you've been through. You're still here, and there's been one person who has stayed with you from the moment you, well, even before you were born, and that is yourself. You have got yourself into this place. You've got a wealth of wisdom there from those disowned parts of ourselves that we don't love. There's a wealth of wisdom there. What created that? Would we want anyone else to feel unloved? And if so, love ourselves. So the King bringing through a wealth of knowledge, and the King of Cups opening our heart, bringing through that gift of forgiveness of ourselves for losing ourselves or betraying ourselves in some way, of really not loving ourselves because we didn't feel someone around us doesn't love us. We feel that it's our fault when it isn't. So the King of Cups is beautiful. He's a mature, emotional male, asking us to really receive the gift now of love from the divine masculine within. So from the Father. Saturn is very active as well this week in retrograde, with Neptune in Aries, and Saturn is the Father, and he is the Lord of Karma, the Lord of Time, but also he's the masculine that can hold all the feminine in a shadow, in a brightest light. Saturn can hold all that energy and help us to find the truth of who we are. Because when we don't, we just keep going into karmic situations. So Saturn, Neptune, the higher octave of Venus, our higher self, guiding us, asking us to just Where did we lose ourselves? This is Chiron as well. Where have you lost yourself? Where did you lose that self-love? Based on how somebody else spoke to us, whether we were children, whatever happened, that is the wisdom from the past that births a new beginning in the now. And that is completely what's happening. There is love here, powerful love, deep, deep love. There is a time of celebration because we are taking ownership of every facet of ourselves that is shining now out into our reality. And this is diamond, this is crystalline light. These are codes coming in that are so powerful, so divinely magical and transformative. And Pluto retrograding there in Aquarius, very happy there, just saying, you know, don't get tempted. Don't get tempted into those karmic loops. Don't get tempted. Alchemize into self-love. And in doing so, we shine a light that heals others as well. So beautiful reading, very in-depth. So use today, just go in search for the disowned parts that are not being loved. And actually, if we knew someone in our lives that were going through whatever we are going through and we are suppressing it, we would hold them, we would listen to them, we would not judge them in the slightest. So the message that's coming through from Chiron is let go of the self-criticism, let go of the self-judgment, because no one else is judging us, only ourselves. So I'm asking for a message from the destiny. We have the tree of growth, tapping into that magic, tapping into that prosperity, that richness that's within us at this time. The lovers, we have the sun, this beautiful energy of Leo, the Lion's Gate, Sirius, the spiritual sun, shining upon us. And the divine, higher self is already in this pureness of love, and now ascending us and guiding us into alignment and bringing it within onto our path, shining a light of love on our path. And then we have going to go underneath the Hanged Man. There's the angels coming down, asking us to go within our hearts, not our heads, trying to work things out, because if we're trying to work something out, a problem out in our head, we've gone into a false identity. The true identity of who we are is within our heart, and that will bring us feet on the ground, on a stable foundation. So we're being asked today, with this powerful energy of Venus and Chiron, to come into our hearts and be tender with our hearts, be tender with everyone around us. So I'm asking from the gods, goddesses and angels for an extra message. And we have the goddess of nature. Go out into nature. Nature is at its height and everything is becoming fruitful. We are starting to pick the fruits and to harvest for the winter. So things are starting to ripen now, to go out and harvest everything that's available. Make tinctures with the herbs that are around us, so that we have those tinctures all the way through winter, and using the medicine of Mother Earth She's abundant with all the medicine that we require to keep ourselves stable, in alignment, and everything flowing bodily within us as it's meant to, physically, emotionally, and mentally. So they're abundant for us to go and harvest and to make tinctures, and there we have it for the rest of going through winter. We'll be taking in that healing medicine of summer, of spring, just as we move through the darker months. So everything is there, out there in nature, for us to go and harvest. So we have the angel psychic ability, and these are psychic abilities that are coming on really strong now. We had the Queen of Wands. She's hiding. There she is, the Queen of Wands, with her cat, bringing through that psychic awakening and activating our psychic abilities that are taking us into a time of pure manifestation. And these efforts, all the hard work that we have done, are going to pay off. So let go of the falseness, let go of those false identities that we have stepped into. They are not truly yours. Let go of looking for love outside of us. It's all, we have a limitless, infinite flow of unconditional love within us from the divine, our angels, our loved ones in spirit love us unconditionally, and that's the healing that's coming through at this time to help us with our manifestations. So this is beautiful energy. So I'll just take one from the matrix, and we have wealth. Again, wealth coming through. Mind power, not allowing our mind to go into those old ways, and new beginning, taking us into a new life, into a new beginning, into a rebirth without the falseness of the past, without the wounds of the past. Chiron is here assisting us through the healing that is required so that we can become whole and enriched within every area of our lives, within our bodies, within our relationships, in our careers, in every single area. The healing is here. It's not hard. It's just letting go of those false identities that cause us so much turmoil. Let it go. We're moving and becoming more empowered and filled with light, and that will cling on. The ego, if you like, will cling on and tell us, no, that's not, you're still not good enough, you're still not as good as that person, you're still not as pretty as that person, or you're still not right to be able to receive what it is your heart desires. It's time for it to go. It's false. It is false. So I'm sending so much love. Have a wonderful day. Spending time with Chiron, the sacred healer, the shaman. Go and beat your drum. Go out into nature. Really stamp your feet on the ground and feel that connection with Mother Earth. Allow your heart to connect with the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Feel it pulsating through you with unconditional love, with growth, with divine wisdom. So I'm sending so much love. Thank you for listening. Thank you.